Yeah, hello, good morning, Carter from PNG, and also Vira. Did you already hear my voice? Yeah, good morning also, Ms. Dava. We still wait for another participant to join with us.
So Bu Ami, it was 17 minutes later. So it is we should waiting for another participants, or we delayed until 9:30 or something.
Yeah, I think we still wait because I already sent the link Zoom on Otga web one day before today to remind the participant, and also I already reminded the participant on WhatsApp group also. And now I'm still trying to text one by one one by one, the person to give the link Zoom to join this session. So maybe we have to wait until 9:30 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, while we're waiting for another participant join with us, I want to say hello to Carter uh, from PNG, Matthew Moroa, Joan Pablo from Colombia, David Julian from Indonesia, and Wira also from Indonesia. Thank you for joining with us because last hour synchronous on lesson 1 and also lesson 2, we already passed it. Thank you to asynchronous on Otga LMS and do the pretest. We wait for another person like usually join with us like Sabiha from Tanzania. I already text her directly on WhatsApp, already in WhatsApp group also, but she didn't reply yet. Okay. As usual, I put the link of our recording today on Otgas LMS, so everyone can access it on Otgas LMS. If my voice is clear or it's not clear, just type on chat so I can notice the Zoom going on. Okay, thank you for your reply, David. Okay, thank you also, Ira. Let me call all the participants, maybe one by one first. Yeah, I still hear you, Carter from PNG. Also, I want to notice to uh, Louis. Did you already hear my voice now? Luis, yeah, Luis Pedro. Okay. Uh, is it hard to do the pretest on Otgas LMS? Or if you cannot open the microphone, you can type the chat box. It's almost 9:30 now. Maybe Miss Dava, we can start the session on lesson 3. Now I want to start with mention our lesson today. Is synchronous lesson 3 is applying marine information for fishery activities. On part 1, yesterday we already do the asynchronous. Then the asynchronous, maybe all of you already access the material on Otgas LMS, which is module. After this, maybe Miss Dava can put the PowerPoint or another material that already she give on our synchronous today. Yeah, thank you, Carter, Wira, Juan, Matthew, Luis, also Jane. Good morning. Thank you always attending to our synchronous, Jane from Philippines. I do really appreciate it, and also David. I give this time to presenting for Miss Dava Amrina. Please, time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Ami. Hello, good morning, everyone. How's your day? I think you are not respond my. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Maybe you can just using the reaction. Uh, maybe just you can thumb up or clap your hand to make interaction with me. Okay. So I know that you are already here, and also you also ready to start our lecture for this morning. So for this morning, I will present about the, let me open my, about the applying of marine information for fisheries activities. It is related to the ocean literacy and how the ocean literacy can cope the uh, coastal community, and also it will be affect into the behavior of the coastal community. So before I start, maybe some of you have heard about the ocean literacy program. You can yep, you can writing in the chat box, maybe you know or you have heard about that. No one? Oh, no one know about the ocean literacy program. Okay. Okay, it's no problem. It's okay. We can learn together for through the presentation of this morning. Okay, so this morning I will represent the slide from Dr. Mutiara Rahmat Putri, and I apologize that she cannot join with us for this morning since she have another agenda with the dean of the Bandung Technology, Bandung Institute of Technology, and she give me her slide to present this morning, and I will start the presentation. Okay, where is it? Okay, right now. Why I find? Okay, this one. Okay, can you see the presentation clearly?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeps. Okay. Okay. So I think I prefer to stop my video. Okay. This is this slide is about the applying of marine information for fisheries activities, and it should be represented by Dr. Mutiara Rahmat Putri. And let's see. Hmm, okay. Yeah. Oh, and she was the head of Oceanographic Research Group and also vice dean of resources in the Faculty of Earth Science and Technology in the Institute Technology Bandung. And you can reach her in the through the email through the mutiara.putri@gmail.com, or she also give her WhatsApp number and also her social media through the IG. So okay, we will start. Why my slide is not working proper? Okay, so I will start about the ocean literacy and how the ocean literacy is understand. So I'm starting with the ocean literacy is a concept that emphasizes the importance of understanding and also being aware of the ocean's role in our lives. So it is also significant for the planet and the impact of human activities on the ocean. It involves a comprehensive understanding of the physical, biological, and also geological characteristics, as well as influence on the ocean ecosystem. So, from the ocean literacy is understanding with the between the ocean's influence on you and your influence on the ocean. It's really different of the definition. I mean, the ocean's influence on you, that how the ocean can develop your behavior, and your influence on the ocean on this part. It means that your behavior can be uh, affected into the sustainability of the ocean. So ocean literacy means understanding how the ocean affects to our lives and how our actions impact to the ocean. It is like about knowing that the uh, ocean is not just a big body of the water, but also they plays as a crucial role in the weather and also climate, uh, to provide and to support our ecosystem in the earth. I mean, in the global. And it is also we should be realized that what we do, for example, like throwing a plastic, it is one of the action that can affect into the health of ocean, or like in the fisheries activities like overfishing can harm the ocean. So ocean literacy is not only about the knowing but also caring for the ocean, making choice that keep it healthy. And also I mean that we also concerned about how we can support the efforts to protect the ocean by ourselves, and also it will be affect and also give the benefit for our future generation. And ocean literate person that we want to know, that we want to do is they can understand the essential of the principle and also fundamental concepts about the ocean. And the second one, they can communicate about the ocean in a meaningful way. And the last is they able to make informed and responsible decision regarding the ocean and its resource that I mentioned previous that we should concern the ocean is just not for this generation, but it should be give a benefit for future generations. Next, this is the some key principles of ocean literacy. There are seven key points, and the first one is, as I also mentioned before, that the Earth is one of the big ocean with many features, and it is like that we should be recognized that all of oceans are interconnected and it's have a connected interconnected form with a single fast system. And it should be we know that understanding how ocean process such as like a current, like a physical parameter that maybe you know from the previous lecture about the currents, waves, wind, and also salinity, temperature have a effect into the marine life, and uh, weather, and also into weather and climate in the our system. I mean the in the Earth system. So, knowledge the role of the ocean regulating climate through the heat absorption and also like a circulation patterns, it will be give some benefit for us. And understanding the ocean literacy, that much we still don't know about the ocean, but we can importance ongoing scientific exploration and research, even it is in the physical oceanography or biological, or maybe in the geographical characteristic of the ocean that have impact into the human lives and also ocean ecosystem. So this is the objective of this lesson, that we after this session you can explain the weather and climate, and also the marine information provided by national authorities that can have an impact into the communities. I mean the coastal communities, particular for coastal communities, and also uh, you can utilize the existing information to support for the decision maker. So this is started from the one big ocean with many features. That if we talk about the ocean, it means that there are a lot of things that develop into the whole package of the ocean. We start from the bathymetry. So why I mentioned about the bathymetry of Indonesia, because the bathymetry have a play crucial enhancing our ocean literacy by providing fundamental knowledge and also have a visual context to understand the ocean physical characteristics. And then from this bathymetry also the knowledge to highlights the critical challenge, such as how the habitat loss and the climate change what happened, the climate change was happen, and also it could motivating us to responsible to the stewards our oceans. So incorporating bathymetric data, that we can see that in the western part and also in the middle and eastern part in Indonesia, it is a really different, since in the western part we can see that it is shallower than the middle and eastern. So it is also affect into the characteristic of the fisheries in Indonesia. Then that also the shallow water area have a different characteristic for weather and climate, and it is like a interconnected relationship between the geographical between the weather and climate that occur, and also how the fisheries activities will be affect into the the physical characteristic. And I think that it will be also equips individuals with the knowledge to appreciate about the ecological, economic, and also cultural significance of the ocean in Indonesia, while also promoting responsible and sustainable practices to protect these invaluable resources for the current and also future generation, as I mentioned in the previous. So this is how the marine fisheries management area was developed in Indonesia since 2021. I think it is divided into the 11 marine fisheries management area. It's based on the characteristic of the each water. For example, in the West Sumatra, it will be have a different characteristic in the with the eastern part and of Sumatra, and also the southern part of the Java. And as my knowledge from the marine fisheries management area, these are designated sustainable management and conservation of our marine resources, including the sustainable of the fisheries. It is important to note that the specific detail and boundaries of this marine fisheries management area may change over time due to the evolving of the government policies and also initiatives from the government. And the boundaries of each area uh, have regulations and can be various depending on the local condition. And then also a resource of availability, conservation priorities, and also how the typical manage into the each of the area. So uh, government of Indonesia through the Ministry of Marine Affairs collaboration with the local authorities implement of this marine fisheries management area. And the official government research have authorities to responsible about for the fisheries management and conservation. So each of this area also like have a regulation before I mean the fishermen want to catching, or they want to make some like a farming, I mean the aquaculture, build of aquaculture, they should obligate the regulation for each of these marine fisheries management area regulation. Okay, so this slide is describe about the marine protected area for coral reef and also mangrove in Indonesia. As we know that Indonesia recognize the importance of this ecosystem and also actively working to the protect and conserve of the marine environments, including of coral mangroves, and they also collaboration between government agencies, NGO, and also local communities and also local government. And beside that, some of the international partners also have involved into the essential of the conservation between coral reef and also mangrove in Indonesia. As we know that the coral reef is a part, we have a like a, let's see, okay, we have a coral triangle in Indonesia, and the coral reef in Indonesia has like a various threats in the late year, and in it is including the coral bleaching, overfishing, and also let's say pollution for from the from the island, and it is also give a big effect into the coral reef health. So to protect the vital ecosystem, Indonesia established this MPA. We call it with MPA, Marine Protected Area, to implement the coral restoration and also promote the sustainable of fishing practice. So, on the other hand, for mangrove ecosystem, it is because in some part of area in Indonesia, mangrove area have like a degradation of the number of area, and the critical ecosystem that provide habitat for marine life, and also the mangrove have a function to protect the coastlines from the erosion and also serve as a carbon sinks. So it is also being a concern from the government of Indonesia to protect the, I mean, the mangrove forests that have a contribution to reduce the carbon sinks. And the data showed that it is decreased year by year, and Indonesia, government of Indonesia have initiated into extensive mangrove programs along the coastline, and they effort to underway to conserve and also to restore the mangrove forest. And there are some project that initiative focus on mangrove conservation and restoration in Indonesia. This effort often involve in the previous project in coral reef. They also involve from the local community, NGO, and also local government to planting the mangrove trees and also managing this ecosystem into the sustainable ecosystem. So from this data, we have a total MPS around 187,000, more kilometers square, and uh, the between the coral reef, we have the 6,000 and more than 200 kilometer square, and it is become a become I'm sorry become a decrease year by year also like a mangrove. So yeah, it will be helpful if government concerned about the sustainability between coral reef and also mangrove. Okay. This is why in the ocean literacy we should know about the profile of ocean. So why it should be important, because understanding the ocean profile is crucial for various scientific, environment, and also practical reasons. And the ocean profile refers to the vertical distribution of physical and also chemical properties within the ocean, which can vary significantly from the surface to the seafloor. So, between the relationship of ocean literacy and ocean profile lies in the understanding and awareness. The the ocean literacy fosters about the vertical distribution of the physical and also chemical, and also they can build fundamental aspect if we know about the profile of the ocean, so we can more concerned about what happened in the ocean nowadays. So it is really important for us to understand, maybe uh, the first thing, the basic understand, maybe about the content of the ocean is the key. You know about the content of the ocean and how to make the ocean sustainable. So I'm start with the physical and dynamical oceanography. So anybody have a question for me before I continue the slide? No? Okay. Okay, I will continue the slide, and then you can give me some question. I will ask. If I cannot ask, it will be a homework for me for the next synchronization. Okay. Yes, I will start with the physical and dynamical oceanography for the how important we should know about the ocean profile. So the profile of the seawaters of physical and dynamics of the studied in the field of the oceanography is really important, and it also important uh if we want to know, if we want to make a relation between the the physical dynamics in oceanography with the sustainability of the fisheries. And from this picture there are several keys that the reason why we should understand the oceanographic profiles have a crucial aspect into the fishery sector. The first one, which we can see in the left side of this picture, the temperature and the fish distribution have a correlation. Oceanographic profile provide data on the seawater temperature and also in the different depths. This information is critical for understanding how the preferred temperature range have impact into the various of the fish species. We also should know that fishermen prefer to catch the commercial fisheries than other fisheries. But the commercial fisheries often rely on the knowledge of the temperature profiles to the locate and also target specific fish. And the fish tend to inhabit waters with the temperature within the preferred range. I will describe it with the example of tuna for in the next slide. So in the other part of this picture, in the right side, uh, we 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 can see about the temperature distribution in the central of the Pacific Ocean. We can see that the thermocline was figured out in this picture, and we catch up that the relationship between the thermocline depth and also temperature distribution is have a significant for fisheries because it influences the distribution of a behavior of fish species, as I mentioned before. And the thermocline have a distinct layer in the ocean where there is a rapid change in temperature between temperature and the depth. And I think that understanding the relationship is crucial for targeting specific fish species and optimizing fishing strategies. And and also okay and also okay, okay. Why- okay. And so this is the example that I said before, the in the Aru Sea. Aru Sea is located in the eastern part of Indonesia. It is the southern part of mm, I don't think so. It is like the western part of Papua, and yeah, western part of Papua, and located in the Arusi. Arusi is near of Banda, between Banda and also there are uh, Papua Sea. And it's also known for have the it's also known that this area have a rich marine biodiversity and supports a variety of fish species. And the specific of fish species found in the Aru Sea can vary depending on the factors, and it's such as we can see that the different of a salinity between the based on the based on the depth and also I think it's also correlate with the temperature in this area. So the vertical profile of the salinity in the Arusi uh, will be have a significant implication for fisheries in this region. And Arusi, I think, have a experience variation in temperature also with a salinity in depth, and this can be impact into the distribution of abundance of marine species. So as I know that in this area, the Arusi have a several like marine ecosystem with the different fish species like tuna, and then snapper and snapper and grouper, and then mackerel, and then what we call with the barramundi, sardines, and the small one is anchovies, and it is a like have a different specific of the ecosystem based on the salinity and also the temperature. So the biodiversity on this area is so high, and through through the we know the characteristic, the vertical characteristic of the sea, we can like forecast what the kind of the uh, s- fish species on this area that we can catch, or we can got from this area. So if the fishermen going into this area, so we can simulate that oh, for the next fisherman will be uh, catch the mackerel maybe, or the sardines maybe, based on the characteristic of the vertical based on the characteristic of vertical profile of temperature, salinity, and oxygen in this area. So wait. Oh, so this is for the next I want to show about the monthly average of the temperature between 19 uh thousand and nine thousand and 900 into 2017 in the around the Balikpapan Bay. So from this figure, we can see that the monthly temperature distribution in the marine environment has a significant impact of the distribution of fish species. The fish have a characteristic as an ectothermic animal, so it's meaning that their body temperature will be influenced by the temperature of the surrounding uh, water by this surrounding of the water temperature, and the change in the water temperature can directly affect their behavior, distribution, and also abundance. So we can see that based on this I mean the monthly I mean the from the monthly average of the temperature, we can see that the warmer months occur during the March into the lately of May, in the early of June, during the this is from the monthly climate data that I shown in this picture. So uh during the warmer months, usually the fish species have a prefer higher temperature and may move closer to the surface and the near shore. So in these areas, they prefer to access the warmer waters. So the it is also affect into the fish behaviors that common species like mackerel, tuna, and others that prefer the warmer water. And in during this period, so during this period, it's usually the fish occur in the more surface. I mean, they often in the surface than in the deeper water. So we can like give or sharing the fishermen that based on this period the fish will be more often in the surface than in the deeper water. And then we also can see the colder months. In the colder month, maybe the like October, maybe starting for the mid of September into the lately of Nov into the late of November. Uh, in during this period, the fish that prefer cooler temperature may migrate into the deep waters, and also they will choose the suitable environment to sustain. So I think this the we can like assess that the fish species in just like prefer on this temperature like cod, and also will be abundance on during this period. So from the temperature we can predict the like a the how, how the fish, what kind of the fish species, and also um the place that they will often stay in the which depth, something like that. Okay, so why is that? Okay, so sorry. S- So we move from the temperature and salinity into the tidal types of the ocean that also have a big effect into the fish species and also fish behavior. So tides can be classified for into the several different types based on the frequency and magnitude. In the main types of tides, the first type is a semi-diurnal type. Uh, the semi-diurnal type, the most common type of the worldwide. And this is the example of the semi-diurnal tide in the Cape Cod. And through this through this graphic, we can see that on this type of tide, they feature too high of tides and too low tide of uh, tides for each day. It is like this one, and and the tides occur approximately every 12 hours into the and 25 minutes, which it is like a correspondence to half and the lunar day. So the time it takes or the moon to complete one orbit around around the earth. So the second kind of the types is diurnal type. Diurnal tides are characterized by a single high tide and a single low tide for each day. They typically have a smaller tidal range compared to the semi-diurnal tide. You can see the different of this type of tide, the different of this type of tide is like more, this one is more rowdy, but it's a lot more yeah, it's just have a two, just a one, I mean the one pole, like the one high tide and one the low tide. So this type of tide occur approximately around every 24 hours and happen 5 minutes corresponding to one lunar day. And the last of the type of tide is mixed tide. Mixed tide or type of the tidal pattern that are characterized by too high tides and too low tide each day, like a semi-diurnal tides, but with the significant variation in the tidal range, and it is have a difference in water level between high tide and low tide. In the mixed tide, uh, one of the higher tides is not one of the high tide is notably with the higher high tide, and the other is lower high tide. And this variation of tidal range can result in distinct difference in water level between successive high and low tide. So the specific type of tide experience at the particular location, and it also depend on the geographical features of the coastline, and also the shape of the basin and the local topography. So coastal region with the narrow bay or estuaries can experience variation in tidal patterns. I think it is including amplification or dampening of the tides, and I think understanding of type of the tides, it is one of the important and essential for activities such as maybe navigation in the harbor, and then fishing activities, for the even for the conventional or for modern fishing, and also coastal planning. And it will be helps to predict the timing and magnitude of the tidal change in the each of the areas. Okay, okay. The next, okay, it is the term for the tides entering a bay or estuaries, as I said before, that they're possible to experience variation in the tidal patterns. So the first one is the flood tidal. If the water level rise in the coastal areas and the tidal currents enter the bay or estuaries, I think it refers the incoming or rising tide in the tidal estuaries or coastal area. So it is the phase of the tide when like water levels are increasing, and also seawater flows into the estuary, or like a coastal region from the open ocean. So the flood tides are the counterpart of the second term of the tides, like ebb tides, which outgoing or falling tides when the water flows out the estuary and then back into the ocean. So uh, the flood tides are incoming tides during the which water level rise, and the seawater flows into the estuary or coastal area from the open ocean, as I mentioned before. For the second one, the ebb tides in the tidal estuary, ebbs refers to the outgoing or falling tide, which occurs when the tide recedes or water flows out of the estuary and also back into the open ocean. So the water level was drops into the coastal area during the low tide, and then there is like a tidal current was happen and then flowing out of the bay or the estuary. So on the third one is the the slack water. The slack water in estuary refers to a period of the relative like a calming and slowing moving tidal condition when the water's velocity is minimal. So when the water reach a maximum during the high water occur, and also when the water reach a minimum during the lowest water occur, the current speed becomes zero, or there is no current movement. So it is like a uh, steady like steady period that the current become the current speed becomes zero, and nothing current movement was happen. So it is also important to know about the basic of the how the I mean uh the like drivers of the ocean uh parameter and the ocean characteristic that we should know before we give information into the fisheries or for the coastal communities. So let's move into the this is a okay, sorry. So this is the example from the Kuta Lombok during the December 2014 in at the low tide at the low tide moment in the morning at 6 a.m. We can see that the water in the Kuta was decreased, and the water is getting lower into back to the ocean, and the land is we can see that the land is uh wider. I mean the coast is we can see uh the coast in this area is open, not covering by the water from the sea. And then during during this period also some fishermen or other people, I mean the housewives of the fishermen of housewives in the coastal communities during the low tide, they will like a cage the sea or the animal from the sea. For example, it is like starfish, and then what kind of this one? I usually call it with uh, I don't know what is it. I, I'm not. I'm forgot about the name. I'm sorry. Yeah, they usually utilize this moment to catch the fish, because some or the maybe like crabs or something that there's some of the uh, animal in the sea going through into the land, so they will catch easily to catch the species from the sea. Okay, this is also the example from Kota Lombok during, I think in the 10 a.m., but they occur high tide. So the land already covered with the water from the sea during the high tide. Let's see. Okay, so okay. So from this slide, I want to share about why the environment factor and their influence on marine biota is so important. Because the environmental factors plays a critical role in the influencing of marine life in various ways. I think that marine organisms, from the smallest plankton to the largest whale, have evolved and also adapt to the specific environment condition. So, uh, I several keys we can see that there are several keys or environment factors that influence of marine life. For example, the temperature and also the salinity, or we or that they can like what like have a affect into the marine environment, and also distribution and also behavior of the marine organisms. So uh The temperature, I mean that between cold water and so warm water, as I mentioned before, have a distinct characteristic, and their interaction in different oceanic regions lead to the diverse of the marine ecosystem. For example, uh, on the right side of this figure, we can see that the tuna migration is a classic example on how water temperature influence the distribution and behavior. The tuna prefer going into the temperature front between the water and so the cold salt water. So their movement are so close tied to the temperature gradient of the ocean. This front this front of temperature primarily due to the temperature difference, and also warm water current from the I can give an example, a warm water current from the equator meeting a cold water like this picture, uh, and also from polar regions can create a barrier of the temperature front. So in the temperature front, the frontal zone have a biologically have a productive regions, the convergence of different water, and also the different water masses in this area can lead into the upward movement of the nutrients from deeper water. And then they also can provide abundance of food sources, and also uh, important into the fisheries as the source of the nutrient. And based on this temperature, they can support the growth of the phytoplankton. As we know that phytoplankton is one of the source of the food for a fish, and also entire of the marine food chain. So the the temperature, the front of temperature, or the temperature front can lead the development of the low pressure system, and also can uh, change in wind pattern, because warm water and also cold water will be have will be have connected with between the ocean and atmosphere, so it could be affect into the development of a low pressure system, and also could be like generate of the frontal storms, and also change into the wind pattern that will be influenced for regional and also global system. So we should know that based on this based on this condition, the oceanographer, as an oceanographer, we should to study about the what happened, and also what the correlation between the ocean fronts, to understand the dynamics and also the effect of the ocean circulation and also the ocean climate. And I think the monitoring of the position between the movement of the fronts of the temperature is essential to the weather forecast and fisheries management. And I think it is like a yeah, the homework to us from BMKG. So this is the describe about why the temperature front give the important part that have a great impact into the fish species, or fish the fish ecosystem in the ocean, and why we should know about the uh, physical parameters have a great relationship with the biological that influence into the marine biota, like yeah. I take a sample for tuna. Next slide. Okay. Wow, it's not moving. Okay. So it is after we know how the I think relationship between the physical and also biological have a big relationship into the sustainability of the marine biota. We should know we should also know about the environmental problems that occur in this in the coastal areas. So I put the example the effects of the mangrove felling for pond area. So I can tell that lately, maybe 10 years ago, there are in when in the north of Java, coastal north of coastal Java, there are some areas that change from the mangrove forest into the pond areas that because they want to make aquaculture for I think it's we call I like aquaculture for shrimp farming or I think the one of this specific species of fish, but it has like a significant negative effects on ecosystem and also for fisheries. The first one I think is the habitat destruction. As we know that mangrove has a crucial uh, crucial like a guard for coastal, even for the land and also for the coastal habitats, because mangrove between uh, guard from the erosion. The mangrove also have a function as for a nurseries for a wide variety of marine species, including fish, crabs, shrimps, and we can call it with molluscas or other species. And the removal of mangrove eliminate this habitat, and the effect is disrupt of local ecosystem and become reducing of the biodiversity. So it is also have an impact into the decline of uh, catches for local fisheries. Over time, the loss of nursery habitat can lead into the decreasing of fishermen to catch the fish on this area, and also declines the commercially valuable fish species that affect into the livelihood of the fishermen and also coastal communities. And also one thing that important also that I mentioned previous that the mangrove forests play crucial role in stabilizing like shorelines and protecting coastal areas from the erosion, and removing of the uh, mangrove lead into the increase of vulnerability for the coastal erosion and uh, increasing the damage of the coastal infrastructure. So next, okay, this is the the building and also the restaurant based on the beach that have impression the beach dumping in the ground for all kind of rubbish, and we call it with uh the other problem is we face the marine debris as one of the important thing that we should concern on the latest year. This one is one of the hazard tsunami that uh, threat us uh, actually for the coastal community that facing the open sea like in the west of Sumatra or the southern part of Java. And this is also one of the big hazard that we should mitigate. So some 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 local government have understand and concern that they should make like a mitigation uh, program into their local community through the like we call it with in Indonesia earthquake earthquake field school. So it is helpful for the local community to aware, and also they know what they uh, what they do for prevent the tsunami hazard when the tsunami is happen. And then this is how the meteorological and the ocean climate have uh, interaction and also have a important relationship. As we know that the understanding of met-ocean interaction is crucial for weather forecasting, climate modeling, and also management of the marine resources. So the as a oceanographer, we think that it is sophisticated. We should make sophisticated models. I mean the ocean model, and also uh, increasing of the ocean observation to study how the interaction uh, that influence during the short-term weather and also the long-term uh, through the ocean climate. And from this study, we can see and know about the trend of the ocean climate and behavior of the ocean. So by gaining of this insight into the complex interplay between the ocean and also atmosphere in the ocean, we can improve our ability to predict a weather phenomena and then understand the climate change and protect the ocean and also the ecosystems in the ocean. So in this figure, we know that the ocean atmosphere interaction have two side of the uh, interaction. I think that is the first one is physical pump, and also the second one is of biological pump. So the first one, the physical pump, we also know as like a what we call it, the solubility of the pump and the carbonate pump have driven by physical and also chemical process that affect into the solubility of carbon dioxide in the water. So it is primarily operates in the surface and the surface and intermediate layers of the ocean. We can we can learn that the key point about the physical pump, it's about the carbon dioxide of solubility in the seawater have influenced by the temperature, salinity, and also the pressure. And then it's also affect into the ocean circulation that uh, have including the patterns such as upwelling and also downwelling. And also the last is carbon dioxide uptake, that the surface water absorb of the carbon dioxide or CO2 from the atmosphere when they are undersaturated with the like respect to the CO2. And the second one is a biological pump that have photosynthesis and also sedimentation process. So the photosynthesis occur through the phytoplankton that absorb carbon dioxide or CO2 during the photosynthesis and convert it into like organic carbon in the form of sugars and another compound. So in the biological pump, it is like natural natural process that driven by marine life, primarily in phytoplankton, which are microscopic photosynthetic organisms, and also we can found it usually in the surface ocean, since the phytoplankton process need the sunlight to you apa to the process of the nutrient and to grow and also to produce the organic matter into the photosynthesis process. So through the biological pump, I mean this on this process, the organic carbon also production, because the phytoplankton biomass and the organic matter will be produced sink to the water column. And during this process, this matter in rich of carbon and also have a major component of the uh, marine, which consists of the tiny particle and the so it is we depend on the microscopical organism on this process for photosynthesis. I mean the whole of the biological pump. So I think it's okay. Okay. So after we know about the interaction between the meteorology and the oceanography, what the kind of the interaction between the two of the system in the meteo, or I think that it is in the sky or and in the sea. So we should know that the hazard or stimuli in the coastal area have a also tight relationship, and it is one of them have a interconnection, like the earthquake will be affect and will be generate a tsunami and then become take a sea level change, and then the rising of sea level become storm tides, and the the tides that happen will generate of the currents speed, and then they can and then the storm with the wind and also the change of the pressure have affect into the movement of the swell and also the wave in the ocean. So the storm that happen have affect into the uh, precipitation, and the high of the precipitation have affect into the runoff that finish in the sea from the river, and they bring the sediment supply from the land into the sea. So it is like have a interconnect between the hazard and also the that affect into the coastal area ecosystem. So this is the coastal systems that uh, have affect into the natural and the natural subsystem, and have interconnection between natural and also societal subsystem. As I mentioned before on the first slide, I think that ocean literacy is have a definition that the ocean's influence on you and you influence on the ocean. So it is why we should know how the coastal system have affected each other between the natural and also the societal. So the coastal system refer to the dynamic and also interconnect environment that found at the interfere between the land and the sea. So the system shape that by interaction of various natural and human driven process, and characterized by their unique ecological, geological, and also hydrological features. So, understanding and managing of the coastal systems, I think it is essential to conserve biodiversity, and also it can be protect the coastal communities from the natural hazard, and it is will be promote the sustainable development and the good of coastal management, often make a balancing of the between the human population with the preservation and valuable to protect the fragile ecosystem. So between the natural and also the societal subsystem have essential components that result from the, I think, the interaction between the hazard. The hazard, I think, is not just not tsunami, but we can also add like a storm tide, and then let's say the rising of sea level, yeah, and the the interaction between the hazard and also the ocean climate parameters, uh, it will be have a impact into the how the like a connectivity between the natural and the social. So when the social uh social treat into treat the nature with the with a good manner, I think the nature also will give a like a good ecosystem, and the society also adapt from the what the nature happen. So it is like one of the cycles that they have interconnect between natural and also societal subsystem. And based on this connection, I think it will be make develop the behavior from the society based on the nature, and the nature will be give the I think that the good or not based on uh the society treat the nature. So this is a I just want to show about the example of the cumulative hazards. We can see that the cumulative hazard is like a flood, and we call it with ENSO, sea level rise, high water level, and it is like a wind wave. So it is like the the I think uh the probability of the hazard that will be occur in the coastal area. This one, it is the methodology how to assess the risk. So the risk assessment involve a methodological process to understand and to quantity to potential harm that can result from the interaction between the hazard and also the vulnerability. First, the hazards as we can say the tide, waves, global sea level, and so storm surge and also tsunami identified and assessed for their likelihood and potential impact. Then vulnerability like elevation, topographic slope, and land use, population, and also infrastructure include assessing the susceptibility of the people property. This might involve examining of the building resilience and also emergency preparedness. So the two assessment of combined can calculate the overall of the risk, which will help how we can mitigate and also prioritize make prioritize actions and strategies to reduce the potential harm and also enhance the resilience. So the risk assessment is, I think, it's the crucial tool for decision maker, and as a uh, we should make inform to them, to choice the to make a decision to protect the communities and also assets from the various threats after uh, we know about this equation. So it is one of the Indonesian weather information for shipping. I think it is you have informed from the previous lecture. This is one of the MKG application that will provide the weather uh, prediction, marine weather prediction information. We call it, we produce it through OFS, Ocean Forecast System, and we provide several parameter maritime information like wind, wave, current, and also sea temperature, and also salinity and sea current. And through this website, we usually inform to the fishermen in the or our coastal communities through the fishermen weather field school. It's one of the our uh, program in BMKG that we reach the fishermen in the local and also local coastal community. We teach them how to read, uh, how to understand the weather, the marine weather information that we produce. And through this website also, we can give some information about the fishing ground. The fishing ground information is based on the satellite information, and then we model it, and we can give some information about the abundance of fishing, abundance of the fish in the some area that uh, make a possibility to fishermen to have a lot of fish catching the fish. So okay. This is the one of the feature in the INAWIS, in the Indonesia weather information for shipping. I think the name is for shipping, but the content of and the feature of this website is it is like more useful, and it is comprehensive with a lot of information as a basic and also basic information like wind, wave, current, and etc. It is one of the information for fishing ground that I mentioned before. It is the background is the information of sea current condition, but we inform about the risk level of this for this area. I mean, we also make tools that we also can show that if it's like I can make a sample on this area. So it is this area we can see that this is the possibility of fish is abundance. I think it is a lot of fish here, but we also calculate, or we also consider that in this area is have uh, have a risk. I think it's risky or not to the fishermen. So we can see from this website that from this information, this area is have a, like a, a lot of fish, and the area also have a risk level information show that it is a low risk area. So it is possible that we can suggest into the fishermen to take a uh, to go to this area to catch the fish. So it is one of our innovation uh, to support the fishery sector in Indonesia. So it is how the ocean productivity we from this from this, I think from this figure that we can see the based on the remote sensing data through the chlorophyll photosynthetically active and also attenuation coefficient. We can make a mathematical model, and then we can found the primary productivity, so we can I think that we can have information about the primary productivity area based on the remote sensing data, that it is possible have a, uh big possibility big possibility that have a good number of fishing ground. Okay, let's see. Now, this is one of the technology development that the ITB was developed. They use observatory. They do for observation of water level through mangrove management and also early warning system of water level for coastal housing through the tidal information. They produce or they develop of this I think that this instrument by themselves through the research and also study. And I think it's not a commercial in the market, but it is just for uh yeah, for the private sector that can use this instrument, because it is still need under research and uh develop. So this is also they use a wireless fish tracker. We call in bahasa we call it pelacak ikan nirkabel, or we call it with ping. They deploy into the open water through a wireless fish tracker, and it is I think it's unmanned vehicle that they can use to uh, forecast where the fish is where the location of the fish through the radio. And they also have a receiver, so after they receive the information, they can uh, open the net, and then yeah, they can catch the fish uh, in the precision area that have a lot of fishing ground. Okay, this is a traditional fisherman go to digital. This is the innovation in this year. They like a trial ping in the Bali on 1 November 2022, and they distribute the ping into the several fishermen. And yeah, the ITB is hope that the instrument is well helpful, and they can produce to the mass market product. This is how they okay, this is how they install of the instrument, and they catch the data, and then they yeah, it is accurate or not, yeah, just for validate the instrument, for validate the instrument. Okay, this is the community services, ocean literacy for Z generation, that they going into the several area in Indonesia. They also going into the school, and also to the I think to the uh, Z generation in the coastal area, that because we have experience in my experience in BMKG, when uh I have a fisherman weather field school, it is important also to like give ocean literacy not only for fishermen, because some old fishermen, they don't have any access into the website or into the internet, and also they just depend on the radio, usually just depend on the radio. So it is important for us also cope the younger generation, so we can like sustain of the information, because lately we are working all almost all of the product information generate in the digital. Since I think we also remain some of the products through the radio also, but I think it's in digitalization era, we do for almost for all of the information product through the digital, like a website, media social, like IG or Twitter, uh, or we can use like a broadcast, and some institution also uh yeah, they want that we send by email, but almost of I think that 70 or 80% uh we we like spread our information through the digital. So I think uh with the Z generation is one of the important thing to sustainability information. So they also know how to how the improvement of marine product information, so they can assess, they can implement, and also they can share to the older people in their house. So it is one of the innovation, and one of the important things to do. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it is the other activity. So from this presentation this morning, I can make a summary that in making operational plans in an area, we need and it is very necessary to know the oceanographic and climate condition in that area. And the second one, in considerations between interest, safety, and economic value are very necessary in shipping plan. And the last one, the introduction to simple technology in simple language is very necessary for fishermen in general. So this is the end of the presentation for this morning. I think when I looking the chat box, I think a lot of question for me. Yeah, Bu Ami, maybe.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you so much, Miss Dava. Uh, Thank you for all the participants who already give the question on the chat box. Let me read first, yeah, Miss Dava. Um, okay, now let me scroll first. This is from Carter said that already joined to training fisherman field school program. That's why this he's very happy to enjoy the training related to their uh, activities. Um, Now from Jane. Yeah, Jane also said like she cannot um, last to join this session, synchronous session, but later on she would be open the materials on Otgas, LMS. And also from Mira, in the term for tides entering a bay estuary, what EBB stands for? Maybe
I'm
you want to directly answer.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Wira. I think are you from oceanographer or not? Can you open your mic?
Monitor Wira.
He mentioned that
Yes.
he's not an oceanographer.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot hear your sound clearly. Can you reply your
It's on the chat.
question?
It's on the chat, Mbak Dava.
Yeah, I know, Bu, but I think it's app if okay,
He
you're
is
not from
oceanographer.
okay. Okay, you're not from Ocean Game. Yes. Okay, thank you. So app is app, not a stand for anything. So app, we call it with app. App. So you can maybe you can googling for the app. App is like the movement of tide of out of the sea. So it is like when the water is have a what would we call it? Wait, the receipt the app that the water that falling down into the lower level from the from the from the previous level. So it is like that it is the estuary. When the estuary is the water is coming into the estuary, and then it's enter, and then they will suddenly will be falling down into the lower level. It is an app. So it's app, not ABB, not EBB, but it's app. Any other question?
Yeah, this is from uh, Juan Pablo from Colombia. I had to go, yeah. I like this presentation because from our research group, Oceanic Coast at the Universidad Nacional in Colombia, we also study our mangroves, their coastal benefits, ecosystem, communities, and the different properties of the sea, including salinity and temperature bathymetry. He just
Okay.
mentioned that he listening your presentation.
Okay. Yeah,
From
Pablo.
Carter,
Yes.
did you already read it?
Yeah. So Pablo, maybe you still here or not, Pablo? I think he's still here.
Pablo, no.
No. Okay. 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 I will ask him later through the elements. So from
Okay.
Carter, I think yeah.
Yeah, Carter is
Yes.
the
So
domain is.
yes, from for the OFS, I think we already have twice a session for like a course through the OTGA for OFS. And the domain of the OFS is particular for Indonesian area. And I think it is based on the ocean model that we develop. So for setting on your country domain in PNG, I think it should be have like a step by step into generate of the new model for the PNG area. So so uh so I think I cannot the about the domain of the OFS in the in the PNGs. Okay, I will send you the link for the OFS or Inawis, and you can explore more. I think it's not covered into the PNG area, but we we give some training into how to develop or we uh, generate the OFS that can implement into the other country. And we can communicate later to how to generate OFS, because it is I think OFS is a big model that consists of wave, current, salinity, temperature, and also wind. That it is one package of the model that we develop. Yeah, I will send the Inawis. Ah, we already conduct the other OFS, the OFS training in the other OTGS session. I think the we start on 2021 and we continue until this year. And the last session is on conduct on, let's say, on June. And you can also apply for the next year. I think we also continue the OTGA OFS for the next course, for the next course event. So yeah, yes, the training OFS involving scripting and coding. We give like a course from the how you to get the input data, and then how to download the data, and then how you to gridding the area, and then you can develop your area of your into your for your model, and then how you generate the model, and then how you analyze the output of the model. So it is like a one package training that we give from other course. Yes, we also use Python. Yeah, we use Python. We use Python. We use Python. So sometimes I think on the last course we use a Delft 3D model as an example for the ocean model. And we I think that we make a case for the coastal inundation, because we relate into the disaster risk reduction. Okay, Carter, any other question? Yep, you should to join with the next IFS training. Yeah. Okay, Bu Amit, please send him invitation for the next OFS session training.
Okay, I will
No,
give to. We will invite you
okay.
again, Katja. Don't worry.
Okay, so maybe Pusdiklat also can send the link for the material from the last session of the course, Bu, from OFS training, I think. So he can just looking and
Okay. I
yeah.
mean, enroll to the OFS classroom.
I think the OFS class in 2021 is better from the for the beginning, for the beginner.
I'm in only on 2022.
Okay, 2020 is okay, because we just in 2022 we have like a study case for coastal inundation, because we have a
Okay.
theme of disaster risk reduction.
Okay. Yeah. I will directly to email to the maybe OTGS team, yeah, to enroll to the OFS classroom. Okay, Carter, don't worry. We already in WhatsApp group. Then you can remind us to doing it again to you. You're welcome. Is there any question? Sabiha, welcome to our synchronous lesson 3. Do you have any question?
Thank you. My question is, there is some area or some situation may cause fish to appear many, and sometime also the same area the fish is very, very small. So is there any relation between fish and the wind, or any relation between fish and some parameters?
Okay. Okay. Actually, my background is not fisheries, but I'm trying to do my best based on my experience. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think based on my experience when I'm going to the field, it is have a relationship between the wind and also the fish also, because the wind
Mhm.
will affect into the current and also will affect into the nutrient that occur in the vertical variation of the ocean, so it will be have a strong impact between uh, the fish abundance with the I think the with the I think the between the nutrient
With
and
the
the, yeah, well, both of them. So I think it is also have a different, and but I cannot make sure that how far it have connectivity. I cannot make sure because I need to read some papers to answer it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Maybe you can discuss with Dr. Mutiara on the next session, on the next synchronous session. And
Okay.
yes, Bu Ami, I have like homework, and I think it
Okay,
is
okay,
one of
please.
the, yes. Okay. 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 Yes. Yep. Before we set up for the next session of the synchronous, I think we need to make sure that before we start off the next synchronous, you have like identify about the what the ocean literacy program that happened or already happened in your country, so we can discuss further, and we can even I think maybe Indonesia have experience about that, but we also need the feedback from the other countries that experience about the ocean literacy program. So I need the participation from the participate for from the participant, that they can yeah, we can sharing, and we can make make a good discussion. And beside me, Dr. Mutiara also will join with us to make a, I think yeah, to make a enjoy discussion. Okay.
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 Okay, so don't forget to write it on your calendar, your time schedule or something to maybe make this template to participant to put their task, Bu Dafa, Miss Dafa, in
No,
LMS, no?
yeah, you can, I think it just like one of a slide of presentation, and we can share, they can share about their experience.
I mean, should be they presenting on the next synchronous. Then they have to collect on the LMS or
Yeah, I think so. They can I think they can upload in the LMS, so I can see. So it is just not for the participant that attend of the synchronous, but it is for all of the participant. Just make
okay.
one slide or two slide of the, yeah, from the PowerPoint, and I can see how your experience about the ocean literacy program.
Okay, so I make like adding to file something like that
Okay, it's
to
okay. I will send the presentation to you, and you can upload the file into the LMS.
yeah, should be. You
Okay.
should. Yeah. Is it any questions again? Yeah. Okay. Wait. I still make it the attendance list. If I cannot give to you on Zoom, I will send you to WhatsApp group because I make it need takes time. Okay. If is it any question again? Wira, David, Dersio, Prada, Sabiha? No. Because already have a task from Miss Dafa to make a present. OFS, is it virtual or in person?
So OFS stands for Ocean Forecast System, the system that we built and we distributed through the website. And for the some sectors we built in the INAWIS, Indonesia Weather Information Shipping, that include the OFS. But for the internal for the internal purpose, we use it by the server to server, or we took the data through, let's say, through the FTP.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Miss Dafa,
sorry. The virtually okay. This is the virtually by online training. I think it's the same Otga, but in the different topic for OFS.
yeah, online training Carter synchronous and also asynchronous.
Yeah, we have a synchronous and asynchronous, and also we have like a coaching during the training. So during the training, you can like discuss with the trainee, with the trainer about your progress to develop your model.
Yeah. Yeah, next maybe you can join to OFS. So the assignment due is tomorrow. Miss Dafa, the assignment due tomorrow, or because we have a lot of participants that we cannot reach the time UTC area, maybe you have to
I think it's just
extended
okay.
open enable.
Okay. The assignment, I think you can use this the key of point during the discussion on the next synchronous. I think it's on the Thursday. On the Thursday is okay.
I mean, maybe like Thursday. Oh, because you we want
Yeah.
you want to make it to the discussion on the
Yes.
next synchronous.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I will make it on that time. To all participants, I want to remind you. Yeah, I want to remind you in OTGS LMS, they put rate the modules. So if you already read the modules from lesson 1, lesson 2 until now, lesson 3, you have to rate it rate by stars. You can click like 5-star, 4-star, then already if you have already read the module. Because I've seen on the OTGS LMS, non-participant click on the rate the modules. So pay attention to another activities on OTGS LMS. You have to download many resources on the OTGS LMS, and also don't forget to rate the modules, because from lesson 1 non participant give the rate of the modules. We want to see how you enjoy the modules during the OTGS LMS running. Maybe you read on the asynchronous, of course, because our synchronous is face-to-face on Zoom like this. Then after you give the rate, all the trainers maybe can give feedback from your rate the modules. Okay. If you, is it any material that you want to give to the all participants, Miss Dapa?
I send the presentation to you, and I think you can upload.
Okay.
Yes, it is still ongoing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. After this, I will put the material PowerPoint from Miss Dapa. And also our recording, this link on YouTube already I put on the OTGS LMS. So everyone can watch our synchronous today on Zoom, don't worry. And also maybe on your PowerPoint, put their task, Budafa, Miss Dafa, so they can
Yes, it is included
see.
in the presentation. I think it's
Okay,
the
okay,
last slide. Yes.
okay. Thank you. And the attendance list synchronous today, I will give on the Abelwira, Prada, David, also Desio, and Sabiha on WhatsApp group. So I will send to you. You can fill in anytime you can open the attendance list. Is it completely, Ms. Dafa? Then we wait to their presentation on Thursday, I think, yeah.
Okay.
And we meet also Dr. Mutiara. So everyone, the participant, please notice the information, the synchronous hour session on Thursday. So be prepared on Thursday to Thursday to attending the synchronous before we start discussion, because I already put the information on OTGS LMS. I also give the information direct to you on WhatsApp group. I already give the link also on directly to you. Maybe in participant from Indonesia, sometimes I call you like Prada, David, also Wira. I also direct to you. So please join anytime that you can join from your smartphone. It is okay, because our synchronous is very important to continue your lesson on asynchronization on OTGS LMS. So pay attention on that information. Okay, from me about the OTGS LMS already give all to you. Don't forget to make your task. After this, I will put on OTGS LMS. Thank you so much, Ms. Dafa Amrina. Thank you so much, all the participant. Carter, if you have any question, then you can type on WhatsApp group. Prada, thank you. Wira, Ms. Cynthia, thank you. Mr. Slamet also thank you. David, thank you. Dersio, thank you. And also Sabiha. See you on the next our synchronous lesson 3. So we have the second synchronous on lesson 3. Okay, remember on lesson 3. So be prepared on your presentation. Then we have to discuss it on Thursday. So don't forget. Okay, attending Prada, Wira, David, also this Sabiha and Dersio. Thank you so much for today.
Thank
We will
you.
meet
Bye.
on Thursday. Bye. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Miss Dava. Thanks, Miss Ami.
Terima kasih Mbak Dava, Mbak Ami.
Makasih, Bu.
Ya, makasih.